Oh, Angel, thank you for being here today. Thank you for doing this with me. I am so happy and grateful that you took time to just have this chat with me about your experience in the Intuitive Awakening program.
Thank you for having me, Shakti. I'm truly honored and blessed to be able to be a part of this.
Thank you. So I want to just hear from you, Angel. What really inspired you to sign up for this program? Where were you? What was going on in the mind of Angel back in December, January time?
November. Yeah. So
yeah.
Well, let's start back even before that, right? I know you and I have talked about it on several occasions that I've always felt, even at an early age, I've always been spiritually connected. And even with like my mother's side of the family, I have my relatives that have also been spiritually connected. And, anyway, so that we've always just been spiritually connected. And back in October, I ended up losing my job during, because of COVID. And I kind of spiraled in a negative direction. And I felt like I was losing myself. And everything was off balance. I didn't feel like a connection. I doubted my spirituality, my beliefs, started tuning into drinking and going down negative paths. And it was just interesting because I know, and I prayed on it, and I've actually talked to a couple of my family members who are connected, and they were telling me, they see some blockages, they see some things that are within me, and that, at some point she was like, you can do a meditation, or you can do a chant to help clear like some blockages that you have in your throat, and maybe to clear out some negative energy that you're holding in. So as we were trying to figure out that, and I'm like looking for people that can help heal my soul, help heal my energy, help heal, basically get me grounded and help me get back to who I truly am. It just so happened that as I was doing this and in my search, my sister actually was telling me that she was referred to you by one of her best friends, Drea, and it just kind of all came full circle. And so, my sister Drea met with you, my sister met with you, and then my sister referred me to you. And the second that she sent me your page, it was just like instant. I was like so drawn. I was so pulled. I guess our energies matched, like, and like literally to the T, and it was magnified, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I need. And so I just came, and it was interesting because as we did our reading, after our reading, the night before, actually, before our first initial session, I was looking over and reading about reading what I'm going to experience with our session, and everything. And I was telling myself in my mind, and it was, I can remember it specifically because it was in the middle of the night and everyone was sleeping. And in my head, I was thinking, if Shakti ever opens, or if there's ever a way where I can be to learn to do this type of work, or to really get connected, and to really just, I said, I feel that this would be exactly what I'm looking for, especially because, and then after speaking with you the next day and confirming that, what my true purpose was in life, it was just, there was no doubt. And then it just so happened, and again, I guess it's because our energies were matching, that you asked me, you said, hey, I don't know if this would be something that you're interested in. And I was like, yes, yes, yes. Holy moly. Like, this is crazy. I mean, I literally was just asking about that, or I was telling myself that yesterday, like if at any point there's ever a program, or if there's every way that, I can learn from you, that would be amazing. And so, it just lined up in the stars. And I just felt like, there's no coincidences. We've talked about that. There's no coincidences. So my journey was definitely meant to be a part of this program. And, I'm humbly blessed and so thankful because, and I discussed this with you at that time. I wasn't even like, it's not something that I thought even was possible to do. And you so lovingly and so kindly just was like, there's no judgment. If this is your time and that you're really feeling the call, like, who am I to stop you from learning this? So, I welcome you with open arms. So again, thank you.
Thank you. And this is just as much validating our connection. This is also such a testimony of how powerful intuitive you are. You see, in like this whole journey, there are like these points that came up where you had always known these things about you that you're finally getting a chance to work on now, but you had access to all this information without even doing the program. You know what I mean?
And I never knew, and I would have never known until, you just miraculously came into my life.
Well, thanks to the universe for really matching
absolutely.
us up. So wow, that was very, very powerful. And thank you for sharing that. One thing that I want to work on more, and I want to stay true to this, is to really help women, really empower women. And it is my intention to really help out as many women as I can. And if kind of money becomes a barrier, if it becomes concerning for women to be able to tap into the resources, happy to offer scholarships and make sure that everybody has opportunity and access to doing this work, because this work can really transform people.
Absolutely.
So thank you for kind of committing to this journey and being open to receiving and being open to saying yes, because you could easily say, no, I got a lot going on, I have to figure a lot out. And it also took a leap of trust and faith in you to say yes to it, money aside, right? It took a leap of faith by saying, okay, I'm going to use this program as my vehicle for manifesting whatever I'm ready to manifest, to really bring in that deep transformation that I'm looking for. So I truly appreciate that. And that trust is totally yours. Nobody can ever teach you to trust, right? Cool. So I am going to go through my list of questions here. And I want to ask you, what is that one thing that you probably didn't know was possible before taking this program, and now it is like a reality? Or has there been any aha moment, any gems of wisdom, any kind of changes you have noticed so far? And you're now about 4 months into the program. So we still have a long way to go.
It's interesting because I believe that from day one, I've always just like, or every day that I'm with you and my sisters, it's this aha moment. Like, everything is just, I'm finally like, I can finally see that, like, from past to present to, projecting my future and manifesting my future. It's, I never thought that I would be here right now. And I'm here, I'm doing it, and I'm doing everything that like I could possibly dream of. I'm working with you and to develop, not even to develop, to really magnify this gift that we're all given, and to realize it, to see it, to feel it, is amazing. And again, I never thought that that would ever, and even as I speak about it, I'm getting those feelings on the inside. It's just, it's amazing. It's so beautiful to be here, you know, and just to finally see everything, from, you know, manifesting my future, that connection with my family, particularly with my children, to really understand the relationships that we all have and how we are all connected. Yeah, it's just, there's no other way to describe it other than like, I'm awake. I can see.
Mm.
I see it. I see it all, and I can find, like,
Mm.
for the, you know, and not to say that I wasn't like, I didn't have the knowledge, but prior to this program, it was always like, I just felt like, kind of like I'm in a dream like state where I'm floating and I'm just kind of going through life without realizing what my purpose is, and just kind of going through those motions. And so this program has really helped me to say, it's not just going through the motions. I'm literally going through this journey, and you know exactly what this journey is about, where, and it's particularly for me, you know, I'm very analytical. I like to know, or not analytical, but like, I just like to know like the steps, and I like to be very organized. You know, I like to just know, you know, my sisters make fun of me because they're always like, you like to have organized fun. Yes, I'm one of those. I like to know exactly what, so, you know, for the last 37 years of feeling like, okay, I'm just kind of floating and I don't really have those steps in place, or to know what I'm like, you know, walking through life without really knowing it. It does something to your energy, you know, and it does something to your soul, to just be like, okay, you know, and then when you're finally like, holy, aha, I see it all. Like,
Mm.
this is wonderful. It's just an experience I can't really describe with words. It's just
Mm.
because it's all feeling. It's all
Mm.
feeling. And again, I'm just awake. I can see it all now.
Mm.
So
Mm. Cool. Wow, that is powerful. That feeling of feeling kind of awake, being in the
mm-hmm,
body is
mm-hmm.
life changing. It's life changing. And once somebody experienced this, it's hard to kind of go back to being
Right.
on that autopilot.
Yes.
So I want to ask you, because some people, you know, some kind of new students may be also more analytical in how they think. So I wonder if there's any kind of more kind of specific, concrete things that you can offer to them in like what has really changed since we have worked together.
My relationships with, particularly my significant other,
Hmm.
particularly with my children.
And what happened
Um,
there?
um, there's just with, okay, so with my husband, I just didn't feel like he and I were on the same page when it came to certain topics, whether it was financially, um, uh, parenting, even like intimately. There was just he and I were not seeing eye to eye on a lot of stuff. And it wasn't until this program that it's like, you know, that's his truth. This is who he is. This is my truth. This is who I am. And instead of trying to change each other, it's really, why are we here? Why has our energies, why are we bonded? You know,
Mm.
how did our energies connect? And you know, it's just kind of, and understanding there's my core essence, that at the heart of where I'm at, needs him and he needs me.
Mm.
It's a and not necessarily like a dependent thing, but
Mm.
more just like, there's a reason why our energies are here, you know, and there's a reason why, and just kind of reflecting back on even our relationship, it was, you know, he and I were friends for a very, very long time. And
Mm.
I never thought I could get pregnant because I had cervical cancer in my early 20s.
Wow.
And when we, like, literally within the first 2 months of us like officially dating, I find out I'm pregnant. And I'm like, whoa, you know, when you go all of your life thinking that you're not going to be a mom and be able to have kids, it's just, it's really, again, eye-opening to be like, wow, okay. So, and our relationship is a lot, is a lot better, because I understand and he understands, like, this is, I'm not trying to change you. You're not trying to change me. There's, you know, at the core of it all, we are here for a reason. Our energies are here for a reason. And let's get back to that reason. So it's, you know, that specifically changed for me. And then even with my relationship with my kids, you know, it's, when you don't think you can ever be a mom, you kind of doubt yourself. And it's like, or, you know, am I parenting correctly? Am I raising kids that, and after this program, it's just like, you know what? I'm the exact mom that my children needed. You know, my kids, I don't think that, you know, and the fact that my kids chose me to be their mom, like, it's just, again, reaffirms and confirms that, again, I'm the mom that they need in this life, in this lifetime. So.
Wow. So it kind of sounds like, if I may summarize that, it's really kind of tuning intuitively and seeing that bigger picture and aligning to that truth rather than the day-to-day stuff
Absolutely.
that kind of comes in. It's also probably also feeling more grounded in it, so that the little stuff don't matter when you're so aligned with the bigger stuff.
Yes. I mean, don't get me wrong, the little stuff does matter, and we're totally valid in our feelings. And I appreciate you and my sisters for always saying, whatever you're feeling, you're totally valid, feel it. So but yes, absolutely. In the bigger scheme of things, it always, whenever I feel like, okay, this is too much, you know, again, I take a step back and breathe, and it's like, okay, let's release that energy, and again, think about the bigger picture and of where everything's supposed to be aligned. So
and you have a job.
And I have a job. Yes. And it was it's a job that was perfect for me. You know, we've, when you go on this struggle and you go against, you know, 50 other 1,000 EAs for this one position, particularly in the time of COVID, you know, companies have the opportunity to say, okay, you know, we can be a little bit more particular. And so it was frustrating, and made me doubt who I am as a person, as an EA, and as a professional. And for us for the constant reminder with the program is just, hey, you know, your perfect job will be there. It's like, now the universe kind of has to catch up to you, because you've already laid all the groundwork to be in this point. So now, you know, let the universe kind of catch up energetically to you, because you put in all this work, and just let it come, let it happen. And it did. And it's, again, perfectly aligned with where I'm at in my life right now. So.
And one thing, Angel, that I just cannot stop admiring is how you feel so settled internally, and yet like opening up, blossoming up like a flower. And it's everything was there before, you know, everything was 100% absolutely yours. You know, at the same time, this kind of coming together, it's like coming home and then blossoming. It's kind of rooting down, grounding, and then opening up. That for me is a real treat to just witness, to really witness your magic. You know, you kind of stepping into the embodiment of your magic is really cool. So I'm so just happy to even have the opportunity to witness. I mean, witnessing somebody is an honor. It's not something that, at least I don't take it for granted. It is such a sacred role to be able to see somebody's transformation and remind them, like, look, look what you're creating. Look what you're creating. It's no joke, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I feel the same way about our sisters, you know, like and not just myself, but literally you can see everyone's journey in the program right now, and you can see how you just see the shift and you see the change, and you can feel it and you can see it, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful, and I'm so glad to be a part of it.
Me too. Me too. I am so happy to just be a part of this. Like this literally like fills every gap I've ever felt in my heart, in that true connection. And like, I don't need anybody else, you know, as long as this authentic, true nectar of this connection is there. Like, I just feel so like fulfilled in that connection way.
Right. Yeah. I love it. I love the support. I love the love. I love the no judgment, the encouragement, the just everything that this program and our sisterhood brings. It's like you said, it's filling. It's filling every gap, every hole, but still keeps you very, very grounded. And again, when you have a group of powerful, strong, like just woman warrior goddesses, it's amazing to be a part of, and then again to see their journeys to see their journeys expand too. It's amazing.
Cool. I want to ask you, and I'm reading my questions right now.
Sure.
Who do you think this program will be a good fit for? And if you have any tips for the incoming students?
To be honest with you, I feel like this program could be for anyone and everyone, everyone and anyone that's willing to make that leap of faith, that's willing to, that feels the call, you know, go for it. Go, you know, just go for it. It's you're your best, you know, you're your best, I guess into it. You're your best into it. You know, you know, and just for me, like I felt the call. So if you're anyone who's open for it, and anyone who feels that they're ready for it, I definitely encourage you to please be a part of that. Like you won't regret it. And the advice that I can give to all new coming sisters is just stay open, have fun with it. Like, you know, you're fully supported in all aspects, in whatever capacity. You're fully supported. There's no judgment, and you know, you're surrounded by validation and pure magic, like you know, that you can't get anywhere else. Like it's different when you read about it. It's different when you it's a totally different vibe versus like again reading about it or hearing about it versus actually experiencing it, you know. And it's amazing. And again, if and when you do decide to come on board and to join the program, again, come in with all your feelings, because all your feelings are validated, including doubt, including fear, including, you know, hesitation. That's fine. But you know, just come in with and have fun and be open, and really bring it back to I guess the easiest way that I can put it is back to your childhood days. You know, when life was so simple and all you wanted to do was play. You know, bring it back to that 5-year-old little girl that just, hey, I'm gonna fall and I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna be upset, but once everything's patched up and ready to go, I'm back out into playing and going. So again, bring it back to again your lifetime, when a form in your life when things were simple and fun, and you didn't have to worry, because that's what this program's about. You know, it's just opening yourself up and bringing you back to the purest of joys.
Awesome. Yeah, that is thank you for saying that. It is such a big part of the work I have done so far, is to really come back home to the heart
Yes.
And every time I also sit on the altar in the circle, doesn't matter what I'm doing, as long as I'm doing this work, it really takes me back to that 5-year-old. And it is such a big part of this journey, is to return back home, is to
Mm-hmm.
keep us back to that validation, keep us back to that playfulness, keep us back to that, take us back to that kind of journey back home, back to who we were as children. And I feel like it
Absolutely.
is such a big part that that is the basis of everything.
Right, right.
It's like using intuition. How could you go back? Using your intuitiveness, using what you know, how could you peel away all these layers that stand in the way of really connecting to that innocence, to that purity, that bliss that we once were? And and honestly, it just sort of happens.
Yeah,
Without
yeah.
trying, it just sort of happens.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Angel. That was
Thank
really, really
you.
beautiful. Thank you for just be so generous with your time, for sharing your experiences. And I'm just so grateful to just have the honor of connecting with you, seeing you every week and sometime every day. Right now, we're in that Awaken
Right,
Divine
right.
Feminine container. So it's a joy to just see the journey forward, see this transformation, and step by step you're really kind of shining bright and yet blossoming at the same time. And it's not a choice, like it's having it all.
Right,
It's not a
right.
tough choice anymore. It's like I can have it all.
No, I'm sorry. I agree. Absolutely. It's amazing. Um,
All right, so I am going to pause this right here.